I heard someone told me years ago, they said, this is a grown, educated doctor, said, sometimes it's better to deal with the devil you know versus the devil you don't know.
Whoa.
And
I just
some people feel like, well, I know the ex. I know them like the back of my hand. I know them better than they know themselves. And so for that, you have some people that use it as a justification, like, you know what, let me stick to someone that I've already figured out. I figured out to the point where they're predictable. I know what they're going to do before they do it.
Right.
Versus the whole, when they talk about the X factor, some people feel like the X factor, what is X? X is the unknown. So you have people that feel like the unknown is what's ahead of you, that you can go out to the dating world, you got a lot of pretty faces, you got a lot of people with, pretty smiles and nice bodies, but you don't know them. You don't know. They could be pretty on the outside and dysfunctional on the inside, or, that person that can take you on a beautiful date, they look good and treat you well at the beginning, but once you peel back the layers, they're an abusive person, or they're selfish, or they're bad with money, or they haven't figured out their own sexuality, whatever the case may be. Right. So there are pros and cons to either direction you go in, regardless if you want to go back and date an ex, or if you want to move forward and move into uncharted territory. It can be good and bad, in both directions.
Right.
Yeah. I think if you, and that, my stance today is totally different from probably a couple of years ago. I just believe that while you have time to get it right. Even if you guys don't get back together, I just feel like you always got to have those unspoken conversations. And at the end of the day, you're fooling yourself. If your heart is still with somebody else, you can be with somebody else. But how effective is that new relationship going to be if your heart is still with the person that you just left? Excluding domestic violence or rape or something like that. But I really believe that right now, everyone keeps running from relationship to relationship. I wasn't the problem, and they go to the new one, and then they get a little relief because they haven't had to peel the layers back yet. And by the time the person find out, they may have some issue down running to the next relationship. Take time, dig in, and have that conversation. So if you was with somebody before, and you guys didn't work out for reasons of ego, arrogance, or maybe you guys weren't in the best time because somebody mentioned timing. Hey, don't say there's no chance of it, because you may be too ashamed to say I still love this person or I want to go back because you're scared of what your friends will say. F your friends. If you know your heart is still there, man, you just gonna be robbing yourself. So go back and have that conversation, or at least let the person know, like, hey, I know I effed up, but I think I see where I went wrong or we went wrong, and let's at least entertain the conversation. I'm willing to get on that probation trail.